Right then, so it's time to try and make compost from fresh wood chips. These are newly acquired wood chips that are of varying sizes, so I'm screening out with a 2 centimeter mesh first of all, and then after that will be a 1 centimeter mesh to try and get the particle size down to a size that will actually turn into compost. I do believe that you can do it from whatever size you want, but obviously it takes more energy to get the bigger lumps down to compost. That's a rough sample of what I'm hoping for. And the plastic is there because I've got a hole in the wheelbarrow. Now then, you can use a lawnmower on wood chips if you really want to, but I'm all about trying to get the greenest possible solution with my various composts, and the 2 ingredients is small wood chips and grass, and that's the only ingredients I'm going to be putting into this compost for the short term. I do break that rule and a little bit later on I'll show you later on. So it's just a matter of layering in grass and wood chips, mixing them together as much as you possibly can, because it is better if all the particles are together for both the wood chips and to try and stop the grass clumping up. The grass has a great tendency to form clumps of anaerobic balls. I forgot to mention that I'm actually at home in the bottom of my garden doing this rather than up the allotment where you normally see me. It's just a matter of the wood chips are at home and they're too much of a bulky material to transport up to the allotment to just do this, so it's easy, but it's just very hard to record the process from where I am now because it's a very steep angle down the valley. So there's the heap so far. More grass clippings needed, but I'm sure you get the general idea. Try and mix them in as good as you can, because probably the clumps of grass clippings is the bit that you want to avoid most. I've got another 3 bags of these, and I've got to go away and cut some more grass. See you in a short while. This is wood chip from last year. Remember, well, I'm not so sure you will remember if you're new, but I made wood chip out of wood chip that was covering the potatoes on a bacteria eating experiment in July, and this is the result. Looking in fine condition. Now this is going to be tested in the potato trials that you'll see upcoming very soon, if they're not even published before this wood chip video. This stuff here, this wonderful stuff here, is wireworm. So this stuff is this stuff plus apple scratchings in the autumn, and you can see there's a difference in coloration. This is blacker, it's stickier actually, and when I say apple scratchings, what I mean to say is I'll make a lot of cider, and you could grind up the apples, press out the juice, and then the resulting remains gets chucked. In my case, it gets chucked in the compost and it's transferred this to this. I'm actually not going to compare this at all because it's not available for most people. Most people don't make cider. If ever you do have some, the residual pulp is brilliant mixed with wood chip. This stuff will be tested against the other compost this year to see how good it is. It looks good. It looks like there's quite a few bits that are still definitely wood. I could sift it. I'm not going to, because in the past when I've done these sorts of things, it's actually the plants have responded very well to it. Nature doesn't care about lumps and bumps. It only cares about whether there's nutrients available, and I believe there's going to be from this. Time for the first herd down now. I'm above the heap this time. because as you can see the slope going down to the valley there, the bottom of my garden, is very steep, so it's quite hard to get a picture in that way, and too close to it. The last shot, I thought. So what I'm going to try and do this time as an experiment, I'm going to try and take a photograph from above. It means that you get to see my lack of hair, but there we are, never mind. And also I'm going to have to wear the mask because of my allergies to the compost itself, so I won't be able to speak to you, so I'll have to narrate it. So anyway, on with it. Let's hope this works. It may not work. Right, so 3 days later, it's time for the very first turn. I am without my thermometer, so I can't tell you what temperature it is. It must be a fair decent temperature, I would say down in the 40s. It probably needs a little bit more water, which I will supply on this turn. Now then, I turn my one bay system by dividing it into thirds. Remove 1/3, move the middle third to the right or left, and then use the end third to go to the middle, and then put the original third back in on the pile. That way everything gets turned. Minimal effort. We like minimal effort. No point in adding extra labor. Now then, I decided it would be a good idea to add a few more browns. I knew I had a lot of greens, so I thought I'd add some shredded newspaper and some guinea pig hay. Very unusual for me because I'm usually all plant-based, but this time I've gone with whatever waste materials I have, and my daughter has guinea pigs, so why not? I guess it saves complete waste on it. Anyway, so I've added this paper and hay. I'm not a great lover of hay because the wheat seeds it contains, but I'm guessing because it's got a good temperature I'll be alright. Anyway, cut a long story short, it's all back in there now. As you can see, still plenty of green showing, and it's on its way. Much more water added this time, and definitely because of the dry bedding is definitely needed. Cover up with carpet just to keep a bit of the temperature in if we can, and then a waterproof membrane because I want to be in control of what water goes on the pile. And it's with great excitement the new, and I've bought
thermometer's arrived.
A thermometer.
Not you necessarily need it, but you know, it's a nice little
another one.
silly thing to do, isn't it?
And this one is showing 65 degrees, so it's definitely hot enough. It's day 6. It's been very wet, so I haven't been able to get out here. I'd prefer to do it every 2 days, but that's fine. As you can see, there's plenty of moisture being expelled this time. And using my thirds basis again, I remove one slice. Ugh, yeah, if you get little balls like that, do break them up. Anyway, so I now remove the middle slice to the side so that a new centre can be established, and it's a matter of pulling down the green material into the centre, moving all the material over if I can, because basically we want to expose all the material to the hot temperatures and all the green material there. Okay, so temperature really hasn't shifted, so we'll try another third turn, but this time we're going to add a couple bags of fresh glass clippings. Moisture levels are okay, they're not really wet enough, but upon that squeeze I didn't really get the material to release any water droplets, so that means it's a little bit too dry.
I don't think I added a great deal of water at this stage. The centre is still quite hot, so the hay is being exposed to hot temperatures, so that's good. And hopefully we can get the centre hot again by adding in the extra green grass. You don't have to do this. I like to keep it hot for a little while if I possibly can. And of course grass provides the energy. I've put all these videos on fast forward so that you don't have to watch too much. This is quite a long video, longer than my normal efforts. Hopefully it's of interest to you guys. Those that have watched my videos time and time again, I guess you skip it forward, that's no problem. Those that are new, because that's what it's intended for, is new people, I hope you are getting some sort of idea of how easy composting is. This isn't a great deal of work, is it? Perhaps 4 hours in total. It's not bad to get the volume of material that I am going to finish up with, and it all free. We like free. Yeah, but seriously, it's all waste materials. It's great, better than landfill.
Well, it's a very windy day. I'm not sure if the camera's even going to let me pick this up without too much wind disturbance on the camera. But very quickly then, so temperature hasn't really budged upwards at all, as you've just seen in the picture. This follows the profile of the last woodchip compost I made, in as much as that, apart from that initial burst of heat, it really calmed down very quickly. Well, the last lot turned out fine, so let's hope this lot does as well. It's changed in its appearance greatly. It's really quite lovely looking, but that's nowhere near finished. The plan for this one then is to turn it another couple of times. I will stop the video now because there's only so much value you can see from turning it all that. So this will be turned a couple more times and then left. It'll be mellowing until next autumn. There is bits of wood in this. This may need sifting. It will probably be added to with a high volume green material later in the year. I want the fungal decomposition to take place in this pile, and that's why I've done it so early, is to give it a maximum amount of time to break down all these lumps that are in here. It's got the nitrogen built in with it now. It's got the body to hold the moisture. This will go along very nicely, and by the time next autumn comes along, this will be lovely compost. But in the meantime, a couple more turns, let it chill. Jobs are good.